In this video, we're going to reprocess the textures for our adjusted shotgun model in Substance Painter. So, from the root folder of the source files, weapons, shotgun, Substance Painter, shotgun, SPP. In the Layers tab, we have a list of folders. The folders that I have created got no capital letters, so that you can tell the difference between the folders that I created and Smart Materials, for example. Here you can see this folder named Steel. This is actually a Smart Material that can be found in Smart Materials panel here or here. Folders got black masks applied, separating various parts of the weapon. Let's see an example how this was done. You don't have to follow this, simply take a look. So I drag a smart material to our layers. Let's say this one on top of everything. As you can see, our entire model is covered now. We can add a black mask to this material directly. However, it will be difficult to change this afterwards, in case you want to apply another material to the same part of the model. So I create a folder, name it place material in the folder, and then apply add black mask. Now everything is masked, so we don't see any of this material. And we want, let's say, just the barrel to be covered by the material. There is a very convenient tool, Polygon Fill. Fill mode can be triangle, fill, polygon, mesh, and UVs. So I select mesh fill and click on the barrel. And as you can see, the barrel now is covered with this material. If I click on our mainframe, now the mainframe is covered with it. If I want to remove it, I change the color, click again. And now if we want to apply a different material to this part, we can simply disable this one and simply drag and place a new material here in the folder. So this is a very practical method. So every time I begin texturing a model, I first create folders with masks grouping different elements. So for example, if you want to change just the wooden parts, change the wood, there is a folder called wooden parts. You disable the material and find another one, weapon wood, for example, the one that was used for the double shotgun, and place it in the folder. Looks quite good actually. You might even want to keep this one instead. Substance Painter is a very powerful tool, an amazing program. It actually remembers your clicks in the history. So what you get is not the end result of the textures, but the way it was processed. So if we replace our model with the one that we made, even though we have different UVs, all of the masks will be recalculated from history of my clicks on the model. Sometimes some adjustments will be necessary. This depends on the level of changes made to the model. So now let's let's change our model with the model that we created in the previous video. Go to Edit, Project Configuration, and select, and we select our Shotgun version 2 file. Okay. You can see our new model appears and Substance Painter is processing. And as you can see, everything seems quite fine. Now you can see some little things that are off. We need to recalculate our curvature map. So we need to rebake the textures. Bake textures in the texture set settings. We set the output size to 4K and bake shotgun textures. We don't need to bake all texture sets. We have two texture sets, by the way. Just to interrupt this just for a second, here we have two texture sets. If we deactivate the shotgun, we can see our shotgun shell. We do not need textures for it here. There is a separate file for the shotgun shell. So let's bring this back. We can deactivate this one and bake textures, bake shotgun textures. Oh, right. This might take a little while. Alright, by the way, we don't need this folder. Now, as you can see, everything has been processed and is looking good. And let's use the other wood. All right. Now we save. And now we're going to export the textures. So the preset is Unreal Engine 4 backed. I will create new folder and export it there. If you want to use the textures, to import the textures to Blender, I'm using a very neat add-on for Blender. It's called, I believe, Node Set. The link will be in the description. Yes, it's called Node Set. Now, for this, we need to export the textures, the different preset. It's called PBR Metal Rough. Then once you have the add-on installed, we can go to, so we select our shotgun, the material, and it has to use nodes. So in some cases you need to click use nodes button that now is not displayed. So here you go to node editor, and well, I will create a new material. So I will copy this and call it shotgun version 2, and I will select all of this, deselect the output node, delete, and here we can add texture, and there is image texture set plus principled PSDF. We click this, and then we locate our newly created textures. And select base color. And this imports all of the rest of the textures from the folder and applies them correctly. This is very convenient way of applying textures in Blender, even though we need to export a separate set of textures for this. If we go to render mode, don't have any lights set up here, so but you can see it is looking good generally. And so now let's go to Unreal Engine. We will go to Weapons, Shotgun, Meshes, and here we will drag our newly created model. We do not need the animations, and we need to specify that this is Weapons with Arms skeleton. Import. something is wrong. So let's go through the process of exporting it again. So I will delete the files, go back to Blender, select the shotgun model. Holding Shift, we select root. Go to File, Export, FBX. I'll select my preset, make sure it is selected to Objects, apply modifiers, smoothing is set to Edge, no add leaf bones. FBX, shotgun to FBX, export. Oh no, I know what is the problem. Right. So we need to make adjustments to vertex groups. I have forgotten about this. So let's go to edit mode, and here there's vertex groups, and deselect everything, and here you see shotgun grip. Unlock it, and select what's already there. I'll hit G and move. Well, yes, our front sight is not included, so we press L to select this, assign, lock. And now, just to check, deselect everything, select shotgun grip. It works fine. Back to object mode. Now let's go through the exporting process again. So selected objects, apply modifiers, no add leaf bones, smoothing edge, export. Oh, just so you understand, this vertex groups, it's basically, this is the rigging. So this shotgun grip is the bone, the grip bone. Pose mode. This. So we're in the pose mode right now. So when I rotate, yes, it's in rest position. Back to pose position. So when I rotate this bone, we are rotating the entire weapon. We will take a look at adjusting animations in the next video. So let's get back to the engine and try to import again. Again, weapons with arms skeleton and no animations. Alright, this time everything seems to be fine. First, save all, save selected. Instead of shotgun shell, we will use the existing material. So we right click, delete, and replace reference. And we find our shotgun shell material, replace reference. So this deletes this material and replaces reference to the one that we already have. Yes. And we have to create our new material. Should be shotgun version 2. For some reason It won't let me. Let's do this. Strange. Well, anyway, we better move this to materials. Next we go to textures and import our new textures. These. Let's make a separate folder for it. Open the shotgun occlusion roughness and disable sRGB. Back to the materials. Okay. Open it up. Select our new textures, drag it here. And we connect this to the color, this to normal, blue channel to metallic, green to roughness, and red to ambient occlusion. Alright, and now let's go to our, finally, to our main blueprint. And here we will go to shotgun and we will replace our skeletal mesh with shotgun version 2. And by the way, we should rename it, keeping the naming conventions is quite useful. Alright, now the thing is that we need to adjust the position of the muzzle flash socket. So let's open our skeleton. Use our new model for preview. Find our flash socket. And move it further. I think everything is ready now. Let's see how it looks like. Alright. I think it looks very nice. Of course, we need to change the model for the pickup as well. So let's also import the static mesh for the pickup. We can use the same file. However, this time we uncheck skeletal mesh. Save. We replaced the reference for the shotgun shell material to this one. and this as well with our newly created and by the way, shotgun materials, the prefix. Let's go to the pickup, select shotgun, let's adjust its rotation. Okay, this looks quite nice. Maybe a little bit like this. Alright. I have noticed a small flaw in the textures. Our front sights. I missed that. So what we need to do is select the black mask for the barrel and go to our polygon fill, mesh, and click on it. And another thing is that you can see those edges very sharp. This shouldn't be so. So first of all, we will save export our textures one for Blender, another set for Unreal Engine, and in Blender all we need to do, select the model and click here in this tool panel, smooth. This way it smooths all of the edges that were not marked as sharp. Now select shotgun, select root, export, and let's import the correct textures. This sometimes happens. Blender, instead of uh, really importing the textures, simply kind of pulls them out of its own memory, something like that. Let's save. Well, let's delete. Ah. Wow, Blender is going crazy. Well, let's save the file, open, add, alright. Now, as you can see, everything is fine. Just Blender misbehaving a little bit. This happens. Back to Unreal Engine. We go to meshes. First our skeletal mesh, re-import, then our static mesh. And by the way, the prefix. And the materials. Now the textures, of course. So let's see. Everything is fine.